trend that looks very, very interesting, very intriguing.
We're looking for solutions to help us connect to those banking partners and our customers.
Digital trends are crucial nowadays, especially in our industry. It will be really interesting to see their ideas.
We love great new ideas, maybe crazy but innovative.
Well, it is important for us to be up to date, to understand what other stakeholders think. It's important that they are well organized, high profile.
Top thinkers who can really contribute to the industry.
I find them really, really useful, informative. They always have topics that are of everybody's interest. It's really interesting to hear from the experts in the field and see what they have to say.
From the customer perspective, I would say typically any kind of digital relationship gives you ease. From a business perspective, digital gives you data, and that to most organisations is pretty exciting because what you can then do with that data opens up a whole load more possibilities.
The good salespeople and the good lenders did keep a relationship with a customer. Good is adequate. I think we need to be far better than good now, because information is so much more readily available and competition is so much more intense.
The customer, and you can just see this in everything that's happening in social media, the customer will allow you access and give you data if it believes it's going to get value. And as long as you give them, they can see that there is the option. I mean, I'd have no problem at all with my car or my app saying to me, yeah, can we have location services, can we have this, can we have the data, so we can provide you a better service? I'd just go, yes, as long as I knew there was an opportunity to opt out of it later if I change my mind. You want an easier life, and I think that's it. Time is precious to consumers, and they will give up something valuable, their data, to get the benefit of flexibility and time.
Now, how many people in the audience have a digital department in their marketing department? If you do, you're behind the times. That's wrong. You've got to have a marketing department that's fit for a digital age, as opposed to a digital department within your marketing department. Just by being in the digital space doesn't make you easier to do business with.
Yeah. And customers sometimes just can't satisfy everything in the digital space, and there has to be a very, very good solution alongside that also. The better your digital solution is and the more self-contained it is, well then the better the customer journey, and I think it is all about the customer journey, and customers will vote and go to the businesses that give that best experience, more so than price.
Before we move on to the next question, I'll just be reminded to go through the polls that we were running through the debate. So the first question was, how much do you see the industry having to improve the creation and maintenance of customer relationships? 88% of people said a lot, 7% said little, and 3% said it's fine.
The biggest thing that I'll consider and continue to consider is how, as a person that represents an independent style finance company, how we manage to capitalise as much as possible on this digital transition. Because although I think there are huge opportunities for the independents, my inclination is to expect that the OEM finance companies will have the upper hand.
And as we see the digital space becoming more important and becoming more used, then the way that we respond and handle fraud and potential fraud is something that we'll need to give a lot of thought to.
Broadly, I think everyone agreed that there's a lot to do in enhancing digital within the motor finance sector. We didn't really get to the issue as to who is going to really own the customer. I think that's probably an area of debate and evolution to come. There is a tremendous opportunity, even for the incumbents with their current solutions, to use data they have about their customers better, to give better insights to customers and actually get them more deeply engaged.
We've got to make the digital experience exciting for the customer, and having something where a customer can simply get a settlement figure isn't exciting, and to be honest with you, probably wouldn't be worth the investment. So it's what can we add for our customers going forward, and how can we start to sell the story to the dealers that we want to interact with the customers as much as possible, but it's not a threat to those customers going back to yourself. So it's really trying to make that digital journey really exciting, really worthwhile, and bring in more functionality into it, more value added into it for the customer themselves.
Most of us were saying that the consumer is key. We've got to have a kind of consumer focus. It's in truth the consumer that's going to make the rules. We have an obligation to use the customer's data relevantly, carefully, probably transparently, but I'm buoyed by the fact that everyone understands that they have to move quicker. I guess what they want to try and do is get rid of those legacy systems, move on to quicker systems so they can do the things that they know that they have to do.